X these.
Yes, we don't X these out. Was good.
Tell them how you feeling. How do I sound, actually? Can you hear me?
Let me see. Let's see. No.
Oh,
he sounds good. You sound good. We sound good.
I was going to say, we sound all shocked. Like,
we are.
We are supposed to sound good. So the reason we sound shocked, we've been dealing with our sound for like the last, 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Yes.
So that's why we need a sound guy. If you know a good sound guy, have him reach out and talk to us.
Please.
I just expected to have Alex here a little more often to help the
Alex
sound, but he's so busy. So sometimes during setup we have to do it all on our own, and we're learning as we do this.
We are fully functional people learning how to do this on our own. And if I could talk and if I had the camera to my face, then I do have a camera.
What do you mean? What are you saying? Come on, don't sleep now. I'm here.
Fully functional. So we're out here, guys. I'm repping St. John's University, my alma mater, for no particular reason at all, other than the fact that I went there and it was fun times. And today I was thinking about what to wear for the show, and I was like, St. John's. I had a good time there. So shout out to St. John's University Alumni Association.
While I pull this up, what's your favorite story? Give me a good story about St. John's. Why is it a good story?
St. John's.
Pressure.
Well, no, it's good. I think a lot of dope people went to St. John's outside of me. No, I'm joking. No, I made a lot of really amazing friends and dope people. I always say this. I stopped saying this for a while. J. Cole. I went to school with J. Cole. It was cool. But more importantly than that is just seeing where everyone has come from that started at St. John's. So right. we had a great time. It was very they were very strict in that school, but outside of being strict, we still managed to have a good time.
Was it good strict, or would you say just unnecessarily strict? You can't talk in the hallway or something?
A little. No, it was more like your guests at night was a little.
But that's everywhere. They don't let you turn up nowhere.
It was also on campus. I dormed on campus, and I'm from New York, so it was kind of like getting away from my home and New York, but still being in New York. So I really liked that too. It was kind of the campus experience, although it's a smaller campus compared to large out of state campuses.
I was just trying to think of where my niece went. It was a school in New York. I don't know where, but it was a bad part of town.
New York?
Yeah. Does that make sense? It was a school if someone said that, I would say USC. USC has
yes, I used to live
you slightly in the ghetto if you go to USC, but it wasn't St. John's. I don't know. Teresa, what school did you go to?
I lived by USC.
Providence. She went to Providence.
Isn't that
Rhode Island? Yeah. Is that New York? I don't know.
No, that's not New York.
Okay. Well, East Coast. That's.
Shout out to Anna. Shout out to my parents on the check-in.
Right. How do we sound, Anna? Everything sound good? How do you?
Yes.
How are you? Give us a thumbs up.
Are we
sound good.
I feel like we might be stuck. No.
Are we stuck? No. Your phone's just stuck.
Maybe my phone.
I don't know.
Stuck. I don't know, guys.
Shout out being stuck.
We have all types of.
No.
All types of tapping up. You know when the universe just tells you, we're good. You know when the universe just tells you,
that. Listen.
You gotta listen sometimes.
Yeah, life struggles. But that's kind of what we want to talk about today.
Yes.
So obviously we're doing, we may do part 3 if we get there to our dating situation, how to maneuver through this dating life.
Yes.
But I also just kind of wanted to check in because there's a lot of new things, especially if you live in LA. And just with all the COVID stuff and all the unsure things, and I just feel like as humans, we're just all battling against opposing viewpoints, right? But it almost feels like the government's attacking you or the world is attacking you, but it's just really people with different opinions.
Right.
So I did kind of want to have a talk about just,
get into it.
Your life. How you feeling? Because to be clear, I know for me, I've had to just last night. I had to admit to myself that I'm a little overwhelmed, and it was hard to admit that because my natural instinct tells me like, no, you got it.
Get it done.
You're good. Like, what? Like, you're not
Yes.
overwhelmed. Like, just do more. Um, but I had to be real with myself. If things are falling through the cracks, you're
Yes.
not on top of it. So you may need to try something different, or maybe come up with a different plan, or what can you do to get yourself on track?
Yes.
Right? Have you ever kind of felt that way, or felt
Absolutely.
like you were overwhelmed, but you didn't know how to admit it, or you didn't admit it?
Yeah. Well, I think in the past maybe year or couple of years, I don't even say this year,
Right.
outside of COVID, I've been transitioning out of dance and into. I mean, I'm still dancing and all that stuff,
Right.
but I've been opening myself up to doing new things as well. And in that space of doing that, I have found myself being overwhelmed because I feel a little all over the place sometimes. So it it's new. These are new experiences because I don't think I've ever felt overwhelmed with dance. It was
Right.
because there's one thing I have felt like, man, I just want to. I'm tired. I've been tired.
Yeah.
I've been feel like I have a long way to go, but overwhelmed or energetically drained, I haven't necessarily felt that way. So this new space where I'm in my life right now, where I'm trying other things, or not
Right.
trying. I'm
Yeah, I think that's
doing
what it is.
I'm doing different things that are new. Some things I'm not. There's so much I don't know about some of these things, and I feel kind of like a newbie in
Right.
these things, but to an extent.
Right.
So I think when you're trying to learn a couple new things at the same time, it can feel like I'm spread out.
Right.
You know.
And I think that's where it comes in with me too, because with the business, like I'm accepting jobs like I've never done before,
Mm-hmm.
but they ask, and I'm like, of course I do
Right.
that. Right.
You want to grow.
Right. And like, so a lady reached out from Yelp and was like, she has a Sweet 16. Do you do slideshows?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I've never done a slideshow, but I know how to do a slideshow. So I
Right.
was like, of course I do. So I'm working on that right now, and it's new. So I'm challenging myself in that new realm. Also just
But still being a father and
Right.
still being a host.
Right,
Still
and all of that. And then also I had one of my first real estate shoots. Right?
Oh, right.
They didn't know one of my first.
Right.
Right? But I was like, of course. I
Yeah.
do this, and then while I'm doing it, like I can hear them saying, like, wow, you can tell you've been doing this for a long time. And I'm all like So and just even doing that, editing that, they actually bought several of the photos. So that was successful. But just trying all the new things, what I'm agreeing with.
Yeah.
All the new things, you're being spread out. Again, like we just said, I have my son now. That's new. So I used to have like all day to work. Now I have like a few minutes in between every day, and then when Anna gets home, I can kind of work. But now my body's a little tired. So now It's like, oh my God. So I'm just literally trying to get through one task a day.
Mm-hmm.
That adds to the overwhelming. Maybe that's why I feel so overwhelmed, because I'm trying so many different things, and I'm just spreading myself a little too thin.
That could be it. I mean, and then you feel. I said this to a friend of mine recently. I was like, I feel constricted by my own humanity, meaning like I feel like because I have to sleep and eat and rest,
Right.
that there's so many things I want to do. Like I want to do so much. I want to act, and I want to direct, and I want to dance, and I want to choreograph, and I want to learn how to. I want to host a show,
Right.
and I want to,
We are hosting the show.
Yeah, but I want to do all of those things, and I'm doing a lot of those things. But then it's like, well, when do you sleep? When do you rest? When do you have time for yourself?
Never.
And that was something also I said to myself recently, where I was like, yo, this is like the first time in a minute where I've told myself, like, yo, you need a vacation.
Right.
Like, you need to just unplug and get away and go on vacation.
Right.
So feeling that way was very new to me, again, because I think the last time I went on vacation was maybe 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked about this with my close friends, and usually work will be my vacation. Work will take me somewhere else.
Right.
But for the first time in a minute, it has felt like, yeah, no, you need to chill out.
You need to chill. Right? I think that's that moment of like saying, hey, I'm doing too much. I need a break. Scoot that way a little bit. I feel like you're a little. I want you a little more centered. There you go. Yeah, straddle that. There you go.
Nice.
See, now you're more in the center.
There we go.
All right. So, with all of that being said, obviously we're living life, we're doing a lot of things, and we need your support. So shout out to all of our family who's here.
Yes.
The Marquez Margaritinas, like I put the R out the wrong place. And Anna, obviously, and all of our day ones. We appreciate you guys for watching and being here with us and going through this journey with us. But we need your support. So make sure you guys are sharing. Also, help support the show. We created a Venmo so we can hopefully get some donations and different things so we can hire a sound guy and and have somebody do our social media. So our Venmo is if you know you know underscore the show. It's just like the name of our show. So find us
It's
on
spelled
Instagram.
out. Spelled
Yes,
out.
it's spelled out. I sent you a link. Maybe
Yeah.
check it and just make sure. But yeah, any donations, anything to help, it goes all to the show. We're not going to be out shopping and buying new
Yeah,
clothes.
no,
Like everything is
yes.
going to go all to the show. So we appreciate your support, shares, everything. Thank you guys.
It goes a
right?
long way. Yeah.
It
And,
does.
we're doing this as we want to create a platform to be able to express, to talk about things, to express ourselves authentically and unapologetically, and not only just us, but for you guys to also express yourselves in any of the guests that come on the show, for them to as well.
Right.
So this is a passion project for us, but we would love to be able to see it grow and see where we can take this to. So
right. And not to mention all the great performances and things that
I know we have
too.
some really dope, cool ideas, and we just want to make sure that it's always at the best quality.
Right.
So again, we appreciate your support, and please continue to support.
Right.
And I feel a soundbite coming on. So I'm just saying it
no. You can't hear it, but I went. It's only been good about having headphones. Though.
I know you can hear all the things. Right. So I will say this once again, like guys, we need your help. We love bringing. I'm getting my thoughts. I'm back. So this is a soundbite. No, it's never ruined. Right. This is a passion project for us, but we would love to continue watching this grow. We would love for it to grow and continue to express ourselves, continue to allow you to express yourselves. Every guest that we have on, have them express themselves. We have some amazing ideas and guests that we want to bring on, but we can't do it alone. So thank you for your support. We continue to need your help, and we're not even ashamed to talk about that. Right. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
100. That's what we out here talking about.
Yeah, we out here talking about it. If you know, you know.
Right. So, mandates. How are you feeling? How are you? Like, if you live in LA, we want to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about these new mandates starting November 4th? You can't go pretty much anywhere in public without a vaccine shot, without being fully vaccinated. And you know what I found out? I was in San Francisco recently doing an event. I didn't realize that there's a barcode there's a website that you can pull up your barcode and show your vaccination thing. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So we literally are in the system, right? Like,
wow.
Like,
have you seen the movie In Time? That just reminds me of the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake.
Yes, when he had that, they had to give you time. That was a good movie.
That was a really good movie. Shout out Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, it didn't really get that much pub.
It was the idea that your life, they give you can buy time with your life with the barcode. Right.
Yes. So yes, there literally is a barcode that we had to show. So I was at this he's a big executive for GoDaddy in this $12 million house. It was beautiful, by the way.
Come on.
But we had to.
We just talk about we need to support you over here.
Right. Well, I didn't get paid that. That's what he makes. That was his house. But we had to show our barcode when we went out in San Francisco. We went out in San Jose to go into the bar. Mm-hmm. We had to show our barcode. I didn't know what it was, so they had to give me the website, and I pulled it up, and it came up in seconds, which is kind of scary for the conspiracy theorists out there who think that we're being tagged. But
I'm trying to stay out to the grid, y'all. So I'm still not vaccinated.
Right. Look, and my mama was mad at you. She was mad. she was like, "Why I can't sit next to you out there being vaccinated next to my baby?"
Sorry.
And I was like, "Look," and I was like,
Mama Pitts.
Right.
Sorry.
And I was like, "Listen, to be honest, like you are more in danger than I am. Like I could technically have COVID and be like." And give it to you, and you're like,
right. I'm actually more at risk.
Right, and that's your choice. So
yeah, I mean, it's also it's our reluctancy, but I I might just
But it's your
fight the
choice, is
bullet.
all I'm saying. Like, literally, it's your choice. And that's why I don't understand why they're putting so much pressure. Because it's like, literally, if you could tell me that getting vaccinated will stop me from getting it or stop me from passing it, okay, maybe put a little pressure. But I
Mhm.
can still get it. I can still pass it. It just helps me handle it better.
Right.
That's really a personal choice. It's like them making you wear condoms, like, or making you, like, that's your choice. If if you get AIDS,
Right.
that's your bad.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's your uncomfortable morning. Like shit, that's
Right.
you.
That's a fact.
So I feel like that's kind of like, for me. I feel like that's your constitutional right to make that choice.
Yeah. Yeah, because
So
I get it, and I honestly I feel moved to get it. I don't have like this crazy I'm against the vaccine because my
right,
rights. No, I just honestly I have very sensitive allergies
immune system.
that, and my immune system is very
She
sensitive.
has COVID, but she calls it allergies. she's
No, your mom's gonna see
she's
that.
patient one, right?
That's the one time she's gonna tune into
I
the
know,
show.
right?
She's gonna hear that.
What do you mean once? She always watches. I hope you watching, Mom.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so we're gonna, I have a very sensitive immune system to allergies, and yes, that's really why I haven't gotten it yet. But
Right.
I almost feel like fine, okay,
Right.
whatever.
Listen, don't feel pressured.
Take
Like,
care of
honestly, a
me.
friend of
I'll go
mine
to the
just
hospital.
told me a story. His friend got a job, really good job, and they wouldn't let him accept it until he got vaccinated. He didn't want to get vaccinated. He was like, I don't want to, but he needed the money and he needed a job. He got vaccinated and died. Family, everything, and
How did he get vaccinated? Wait, how did he die?
from the vaccination, like, I don't know all the details, but I was like, look, this is the kind of stuff that needs to be on the news, right?
Right.
That's what they don't want to tell you about.
Guys,
I
trying
know
to host a show.
right. I know it may not
Okay.
be often, but it's still there are risks. Like, I think it's okay to talk about those risks, especially when you're applying pressure on people. Like,
Yeah, and again, I get it. If you don't have any sort of history of any sort of anything wrong with your body, cool, I get
Right.
it. You probably don't get it. But again, for some of us who have had issues with their immune system or allergies, and then there's ingredients in the vaccine that are high allergy ingredients.
right,
Yeah, it's a little scary because it's almost like, dang, I don't know what's worse: catching COVID and letting my body naturally defeat it, or putting this vaccine in my system and having to deal with the repercussions of having this crazy skin flare.
right,
And if you've never had like a skin allergy flare, a serious one, then you don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's whack. It's
Right.
so whack.
right. I
So,
can
I don't
imagine.
know.
Like, I know you went through your whole zombie phase.
My
but-
zombie face. I gotta show you
No.
pictures.
But I'm good. I'm straight. I get it. No, I'll take your word for
For
it.
Halloween. For Halloween.
No, we good.
Are we doing
uh,
anything for Halloween? How is Halloween gonna be like this year? I know we'll have a closer episode,
Right.
but
Let's dress up. Like,
How do
we'll
you
figure it
think-
out. Like, I don't know.
but even just like trick or treating and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
how do you think that's gonna be? Do you think people?
I think it's gonna be fine. Like, to be honest, like,
people
I'm
don't
just
care anymore.
I'm waiting to see people freak out about this vaccine mandate. So we'll see how that
Yes.
goes. I'm kind of staying off the streets. Like, to be honest, like,
Yes, don't catch
Like,
me.
well, yeah, because this is just it's what's the word, rebellion time. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's a
now
purge.
right. Like, it's I think there's people who are gonna rebel. There's people who are probably gonna do dumb things, and I'd rather just not even. I don't know. I may just keep it. I'm gonna keep it low key. I'm gonna stay in the house, right? And just work. That's
You
all.
heard it here first, Anna.
Right. I'm working. I'm not going anywhere. No more dates, baby. So, but there was a scholar who said something. Actually, do you have anything else about let me make one more comment
The
about
mandate.
the mandates, right?
Okay. I have
A
comment too.
guy, I don't want to say his name because I don't really like his rhetoric, but he made some great points, right? It feels like, oh, we're being forced to do this, we're being forced to do that, but when you think about it, we've already had rules in place. Like, you can't go into a restaurant with your shirt off,
Mhm.
right? You can't just walk around naked. Like, there are like nationwide mandates that we have in place already.
Very true.
This isn't the first time that they're making us do something.
Mhm.
So it is the first time you're being forced to do it. Well, I mean, even to go to elementary school, you had to take vaccines.
Right. I remember
So,
hepatitis.
like, it's not new. I don't want to treat it like it's new,
Right.
but obviously I do think it's personal choice.
Yeah,
So-
I think, and again, I'm not for it or against it personally. I've just had my reservations about it. because again,
Scared.
I'm scared. I'm scared of, personally, of my own body's reaction to it. But I also, I'm also like, well, okay, you're right. I did take the vaccine when I was a kid, and nothing happened to me. So, you know, I'm probably gonna end up taking it, but that's my personal choice. I still feel like everyone do your thing. I don't know what people are
I
dealing
just
with.
feel like I still feel like you're kind of giving in, and that makes me
I
feel
feels like
bad.
I'm giving in,
You're
because
right.
if I
That's
had a
what I'm
choice,
like.
I'd be like, nah, I don't want to do it.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
I
I
almost
would.
feel like, all right,
I would
but
stick
it's
to
not a
that.
giving in. It's not a giving in. That's like I feel pressure, because I've also had friends that were vaccinated that had COVID
Right.
uh, after they got vaccinated, and then they only had it for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had friends who had COVID without the vaccination, all different ages, and they were in the hospital.
Right.
It just had a more severe case.
Yeah, but that's the sell point.
That's the point. And I have personal friends that have told me their experiences, and I also can't deny that. So as much as I'm like, I'm hesitant, I'm also like, okay, I'm seeing with my friend group the benefit of getting the vaccination. So again, it's
real.
not for or against. I'm just sharing this experience in my opinion. I think I will end up taking it because of that. But it's almost like stepping into the cold water.
Right.
It's like, oh, I don't want to, but
That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
I probably should.
I definitely know it's going to be your choice. I know you're strong-willed, but it does feel like you're being pressured a little bit from the world, and it's just you're going to do it because it's going to make it easier. And that's
that too. Because the other day I was gonna go to a concert, the WizKid concert at the Novo in LA, and we get there, and yeah, I had to show proof of vaccination, not even a COVID test. Because before I've been getting by showing COVID tests, right? But now a lot of these places are just wanting the vaccination.
So you couldn't get in.
No, I mean we ended up not staying anyways, but that would have been whack because I drove with my friend. She had her vaccination card and I didn't, and I was like, so I had to go home now. That's
because she's not cool enough. I mean, I'm vaccinated, so I can get anywhere.
So
I'll tell them you're with me if maybe if you just wash your hair or something.
Now I feel like I gotta go get like a fake a fake ID. Like what is going on?
So look, there were two things that hit me the other day. The first thing, it was this scholar. I don't know his credits, but he made a really good point, right? And he was saying like your nose is right underneath your mouth, but you could not brush your teeth for like a week and your nose wouldn't tell you, right? And he's like, that's the human condition. Is you can look around and point out everything that everybody else is doing, like, but you won't really recognize what you're doing or like what your person is giving off. So it's almost like it's like everything your perspective is telling you, everything that you're feeling feels right. It feels like you're right. But you may not realize how wrong you could be. But you can recognize when someone else is wrong. And he's like, everyone else in the room could know your breath is horrible, but you don't.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And he's like, that's the human condition.
Have you ever had like a friend or something, or you're just talking to somebody and their breath smells?
No, I'm extra
Do you
insecure.
tell them?
I'm extra insecure.
No, I'm saying their breath smells bad.
Of course, yes.
Have you ever talked to a young lady and her breath smells bad?
Yeah.
Is that very unattractive?
Yes, it's very unattractive. Yes, it's very bad.
I had a very beautiful girl talk to me and her breath smelled like weed, and I was like, I wanted to tell her so bad, but I couldn't bring myself to do it.
No, Anna and I worked with this one girl who was so cute. She was so cute, right? And she was like cute little body and everything, but breath was just on fire all the like hot, like all the time, like. And the first time I smelled it, I was like, no, this can't be right.
I know.
I was like, somebody walked by farted something, right? So it was another time. I was like, no, it can't be right. And then I said something. Said something to Anna, and Anna was like, right. I was like, what? I was like, you smell it too.
That's
so, and it's like, but I'm insecure about my breath now because I've smelled other people's breath. I also know that like I have broken teeth, so like sometimes like food will get stuck. So I always have a faucet.
Right.
So I always feel insecure, like something stuck. I don't know, and my breath smells like dookie.
No, it just smells like Red Bull right now. I just smell Red Bull in the air.
I'm sorry. And it's the bubble gum that I'm trying to chew, but I'm insecure about it because I don't know.
I get insecure if I like brush my teeth and I haven't eaten anything.
Right.
And I just feel like I have like that it's weird breath. Like,
Right.
not morning breath, but like, when you brush your teeth and you don't eat.
Right.
It's just like lingering toothpaste.
Right. I like that though. I feel extra fresh. I hate after I brush and then I eat.
No,
and then
I'm talking like 3 hours later and you still haven't eaten anything.
okay.
And you just still
I'm
nothing.
gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to experiment with that.
Yeah.
Another thing that this is just my thought, right? This is gonna sound bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna step it up. It's gonna sound bad. It's gonna make you feel bad about yourself.
Oh.
But I was literally like, I was thinking about why do wealthy people think they're better than, people who aren't wealthy?
Commoners.
Right. And I was like, if you really think about it, they literally are better than you. Because look, they eat better. They have access to the better foods because it's more expensive. Right? You have access to the better schools because you can put them in charter schools and you can actually tell them what the curriculum is. And I was like, in literally every sense of the word, they actually are better than you.
So do you believe money can buy you happiness?
I don't think they're. And then I was trying to figure. But the reason I'm saying this is because I want you guys to help me think through this. But I was like, well, that doesn't mean that they're worth more than me. And I was like, actually, it does because if one of them dies, it's more valuable than if I die. And I was like, yo, low key, they literally are better than me. But
at the end of the day,
not as a human.
Yeah, not as a human. But at the end of the day, we all put our pants on. One of my brother's friends actually said this recently. He's like, "You put your pants on just like I put my pants on." And I was like, "It's true."
Nah, it's not.
We all gotta use the restroom. We all gotta.
B is not the same. It's not the same.
Number one, number two.
They're like, but I think it's based on what America values. Right. So based on what is valuable in America.
Speaking
I think,
of,
yes, they are.
Speaking of a capitalist ideology,
right?
Have you watched Squid Games?
Yes, I have.
Finally, okay, but I'm so excited we can talk about it.
Right? What did you think, though? What did you think? I want to hear what you thought.
Oh man, it was stressful. It stressed me out. After the second episode, I was stressed out. We don't want to give away anything.
No, we're spoiling. Come on. if you haven't seen Squid Games, mute us for a second.
It's the number one show on Netflix. And it might be the number one show ever streamed on Netflix.
Right. Shout that out. I just hit the palm.
Yes.
But also, you heard his story, right?
Yes. He spent 10 years trying to get this shot.
Right.
And what?
I was just saying if you saw comments.
Oh, yeah. I did see comments. Hey, Chris. What's up, my
Chris
brother?
in the building.
My brother in the building.
Right.
So, yeah, he spent 10 years trying to shop this show.
Right.
He had to sell his laptop at one point. Yeah. It's like, yo, what a story of persistence.
We all been poor, but yes, 10 years trying to get it.
And now, and so about the show, I loved it. I loved the character arcs. I love the storylines, the different storylines, the surprises, and more importantly, also this humanity. It's such a it's this cool whatever
non-humanity
or lack of humanity, and how primal needs will change people,
right? And
how your morals come into place. And I took philosophy class back in college.
Right.
I remember in class we would talk about the human condition and having morals and this and that, and it's like at the end of the day we're animals. So to what extent do we go into our primal needs as human beings for survival? And to what extent do we allow our morals to help us dictate, go against our primal needs?
Right.
So I loved it in that sense.
But I think, it's kind of a contradiction because I think when it comes down to survival, that's when you lose a lot of humanity.
Or do they? Not everyone.
Well, okay, not everyone, but the majority of people.
Right now. I know, and that's what makes certain characters really interesting because some people you expect them to lose. You would expect people to lose it, and then they do.
Right.
And then you expect people to hold it together, and some do, and the ones you thought were going to hold it don't. And so you just again, for me, it was a dope examination of the human condition when you give them certain conditions and you give them certain survival prizes, and then their life is
Who was your favorite character? You think who was the favorite? I think the main character was definitely my favorite until the end. And I like the girl, the main girl.
Yeah, she was really cool.
Yeah.
And I like the Indian guy.
Right.
Cool, man. You gotta see all the memes now.
Like,
It's like,
listen, like
R.I.P.
how he got though.
You
I-
can't say it. We can't talk
Like,
about
listen,
that.
if you haven't seen it, like, I'm about to ruin it.
No, don't ruin it. Don't
Okay,
ruin
listen. Well, I already said he got.
it. He got,
So,
but we
like-
don't know how he got.
Like, it's. I like the whole time. Were you not thinking it the whole time? Like, don't. Can't you see? Like, first of all, have you been in that situation where somebody has literally convinced you to trust them and they fucked you over? Like, I've literally been in that situation where I have said I probably shouldn't, but you know what? I want to trust. I want to be a good person, right?
Right.
And you do it, and they literally screw you over,
Yeah, I've had that.
and like almost maliciously too.
Yeah, like it was intentional. Like y'all knew, like you knew what you were doing this whole time.
Right, and it's like what, what, like
Scary.
so like. But from those experiences, that's why I'm a giving person, but I'm never going to let you screw me over.
So I have a question. Would you choose an honorable death or living with the knowledge that you screwed somebody over to survive?
I'm just not gonna die.
Do y'all have in the comments? What do y'all think?
But what are the choices though? Like what do you mean honorable death? Like
okay,
so I had to choose.
If it was between you and me right now, and you guys,
no, I'm winning. It's like
right.
Okay, whatever I gotta do.
If you
son.
had to like screw not me. Let's just say somebody else. If you had to screw somebody over to get out of the studio, and you either had to like do something dishonorable.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to put this together a little better.
I just don't want to say nothing crazy. Okay,
say it crazy.
You had to like kill an old man.
Right.
You had to kill an old defenseless man that you knew cannot beat you to get out of this space, or you had to stay here.
No, he got to die, dude.
Like, and you would live with that?
I would live with that, but that's
you wouldn't try to find a way for both of y'all to get out together, or
okay, maybe we would discuss that. Okay. I would definitely discuss that, but at the end of the day, it's, I got to get home, right? So he done lived his life, man. I gotta let me live my life. But no, it really depends on the situation. So let's even use the show, right? I wouldn't exactly push someone or try to get them hurt. But we got to do what we got to do, right? Like,
So
when we had to play the marble game, right? Mm-hmm. If I had to play against you, I would have said on our game terms, nobody loses, right? I would have said, hey, we both won. That's the way we chose because they said whatever game, your game of choice, and I would have said our game of choice, nobody loses.
But then they would have killed both of us.
Maybe. But that's what I would have asked. I would have tried to figure that out. But if not, then we would just have to play, right? I would just have to play you fairly, and we would have cried as I won. So notice after when I won,
right?
But I honestly, I would try to be fair, but it is what it is.
It's crazy,
right?
Because you put yourself in that situation.
Right.
Shout out to Chris. He said after watching Squid Games, the old guy got to go. We're not giving any spoilers away.
What do you mean? The old guy was the blonde one. I love the old guy. I love how excited he got on red light, green light.
I know.
And he was like, "Ooh."
He was so excited.
But okay, so let's talk ending. Mute your TV if you haven't seen this. How do you feel about the ending? Chris, what did you think about the ending? So
I wanted him to get on the
plane. Right. Because first it was to go see his daughter. Right. And then it was like, I posed this question wrong to Anna when I asked her because I was like, why is he so mad? Like, okay, I know why you're mad, but why are you trying to go stop them? Like, it's over. You won the money. At least enjoy your money. Take care of the people's family.
We needed season 2.
But what's the point? Like, and like he's trying to block. Like when he blocked the other dude's blessing, he was like, "You're not gonna do it." Like if that guy is desperate, you made the choice to do it. Why are you gonna stop him from doing it? Yeah. Like at least I would just say, "Yo, they're gonna kill you if you lose."
Oh yeah, I would
or something. But hey, make your choice.
Everybody.
Right. Like I just don't understand why he was like it was so his mission
Does it make
to
you
now.
Think that this kind of stuff goes on?
Yeah, well, I've seen this more like a lot about like rich people playing with not so rich people for their fun.
Right.
And if you sign up to do it, like if I would have volunteered to do this, it is what it is. Like first of all, they went home and then came back.
Yes.
So you already know now that you may die.
Right.
So So it's
so
like, so
good.
now it's like, now you should be ready. I'm not gonna be traumatized now. Like if the old man dies, hey man,
Right.
sorry, excuse me.
Chris
Like,
said the ending was whack. It was Game of Thrones ending of 2021.
right. Let me give that's for you. That's for you, Chris. Get that. I can't hear. I need headphones. But yes, thank you. Like I just thought like he was just in his feelings a little too much. Like once I saw
Anna
him
said
moping
he could have
around,
gotten in the plane, see his daughter, and come back to get them. See, Emma, that's what I'm
right,
talking about. She's like, you could have done both things.
right. That's the same thing with Heat. Have you seen Heat?
Oh, so long ago. Though.
Right, but Heat's one of my favorite movies. But when he jumps off to go kill the guy, and him and his girl are on his way off out, like they're away, they got away.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, I gotta make one more stop because he had to go kill the guy. And I was like, man, if you don't just
leave,
go, come back, get
out.
him like in a couple years, like get out of the city.
Get
like, what are you
out.
doing? So anyway, yes, and he could have went and saw his daughter, hung out for a bit, and came back.
Or caught the next round.
Or caught the next round. So season 2, what do you think? What do you feel like season 2 is gonna be like? I don't even know if I'm excited about season 2 because I don't want to see him like chasing.
Right, because now it's gonna be a whole different dynamic.
Right.
Now we know what's happening. It's like it almost reminds me of a Saw movie.
Right.
Saw was really dope.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Saw was really dope for me, the first one, because it was again a psychological. It was like more psychological than like gory. I don't really like gory things.
Right.
But it was more psychological. You know, like this. If you remember the first Saw movie, he has to saw off his own leg, right. And it's just these two guys in this freezer or whatever, this bathroom, and the whole time, the old man was right in the middle of
the whole time laying
out.
on the floor. I remember when he stood up, it was like, oh.
I know, and there was a guy who
right.
would say, oh, it was so crazy. But then after that, Saw just became like this, how can we find different ways to kill people and be gory? Right. So for me, I stopped watching it because it was like,
just unnecessary.
Ingest that. What Chris said, why the pink red hair? It was added for nothing.
That's the same thing.
You know, K-pop. It's BTS. He's trying to be part of BTS.
I was like, I can tell that's your brother. That's the first thing she said. It was like, why the red hair? But I was like, I've seen anime. Like, I think it worked Japanese. For him. Yeah, but it's still that. Okay, all right. Maybe it's not wrong, but I'm not saying anime. Right, first of all, Japanese people are the only people that watch anime.
Right, but K-pop,
anime has
K-pop. The K-pop community.
He looks a little too old for K-pop, but it was expression. That was the first time he expressed himself. He was like, you know what, I'm going with the red hair because I'm rich, bitch. Right, right, and that was dripping. Right.
Came through dripping.
So with even with all of that, I feel like in sometimes it's kind of like our society. It's survival, right? Yes. And there's people who step on others. There's people who try to help. I'm one of those people that try to help everybody. I don't really get far. Right. But the people that are willing to just step on an old man every once in a while, they make it, right? And so I guess my question to the audience and my question to you is who do you feel like you can trust now? I feel like I was watching a video the other day of I think someone was showing the old Obama video when he was talking about COVID. And he was literally just saying it's not a political issue, but in a few years we may have a COVID or something or an airborne virus that's deadly. And he literally had this speech, and just listening to him talk, it was just I trusted him. I just felt like I wanted to. Right. I don't know if he was the greatest president, but I wanted to trust him. I couldn't trust Trump. I don't trust Biden. I feel like we've been in these different political parties and situations scary. Where everybody has a rhetoric, everybody has an agenda, and it's just I don't know who to trust. Yeah.
Part of it, I would say for me, part of it is energy. Mm-hmm. Energy doesn't lie, but also I had this conversation recently with someone that is a businessman, and I was like, "So how do you choose what to invest in?" Right. And his answer was, "I don't invest in projects; I invest in people." Right. And he's like, I look at their track record. And I look at what they've done, and that was a gem. I come from a creative background, so I don't know how business people think. To be honest, I would like to continue. I would like to get to know because that's something that interests me.
It's all about money. It don't make dollars. It don't make sense.
But then, so I would think that it would be okay. How much can this project generate, right? But then the idea of investing into people, that was kind of like a light bulb went off because I was like, that makes sense. Making sure. Doing stuff on your own and then getting people to invest in you for your bigger projects, that makes so much sense. So
Okay.
I would equate that or correlate that to this conversation, saying that when trusting people, I look at energy, but also like what are the actions say? Like what have I watched them? I observe people very closely.
Yeah.
And I've learned to do that because initially when I was younger, and we've had this conversation
Trust
many
everybody.
times, you trust everybody and you trust people on their word. And I do give people the benefit of the doubt starting out, but their actions. And I watch how they move. I watch how they move with other people. I watch how they move with people that can't help them.
Right.
That's the biggest telltale sign of if somebody's trustworthy.
But I'm also talking about just like in our world crisis right now.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's hard.
I don't know if I don't trust, because at the end of the day, like it's a lot of personal opinions,
Mm-hmm.
right? And everybody can make a case for their opinion and make a very good case, great points
Mm-hmm.
on either side. And it's like it's really we're talking about perspectives,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost like you kind of have to find who to trust in a sense. Like I don't know. Like I feel like everybody has an agenda for me, and I'm not seeing it, right?
Right.
And it feels like, and then you go on Facebook and you see people, with their personal opinions, and they're like,
Did you survive the blackout of Facebook, Instagram 2021?
Yeah, I did, and that was like also
How was
fishy.
that for you? Yeah,
also very
because
fishy.
it coincided with an indictment or someone testifying about.
Well, yeah, it was. I think it was a few people talking about a few doctors that were quoted on saying bad things about COVID. Something we needed to hear apparently.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I don't even know how that would help because can't you just share it after?
Facebook was involved at the time, so.
And like all that, the only thing that's fishy is how would all of the social media networks go out only?
Well, because they're all controlled by Facebook.
Mm.
So Facebook owns
Good point.
Instagram and Twitter, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that was all of them, right?
Oh no,
and Instagram
and WhatsApp. Facebook owns Instagram and WhatsApp.
But
I think Twitter was up. Twitter was up, and TikTok was up.
Oh, okay.
But
so it was all the Facebook stuff.
It was the Facebook stuff.
Got
so
it.
then I AOC, I forgot her full name, but she's a senator from New York, Latina from the Bronx, she kind of went off and said, like, isn't it, this idea of monopoly and Facebook, having control over these social media platforms, and then in an instant, if one goes out, they all went out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Something to think about.
Right, and that's like
add to your conspiracy theory.
Exactly. So
library.
I really love conspiracy theories, but I don't say love, but I listen to them. So, but I also don't drive myself crazy because I can't figure it out. Right? If I can't figure it out, then it almost feels like a waste of time. Right? It's the same way I treat, like, say, cheating. Right? Or you can sit all day and think that your partner's cheating on you, but if I don't have any evidence or any reason to believe it, I take it out of my brain because I'll drive myself crazy trying to figure it out. Right. And so that's why I try to stay away from conspiracy theories, because then I go down the rabbit hole, and then I'm like, well, let me look that up. Well, let me look that up. Right. That could be true. So, I put a note like, I'll keep my eye out for that. Keep an eye out for that. Yeah. If they say, hey, let's go into this clinic that has no walls, like, like, no,
right,
I'm not,
right.
not gonna do that.
Right. And what's interesting? I turn off all my notifications on my phone except for like my little news feed. Yeah. And a lot of times articles will pop up about stuff that's going on in the world that is not anywhere. Like Washington, and they'll be like Washington Post, Fox News, all this stuff, but it will be like, wait, why is this not big news right now?
Right.
And I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I saw? Well, the Facebook thing. I saw that article on my news feed, on my news article feed, not on on social media. So for everyone out there too, like I would suggest just having that up so you can kind of see what's going on in the world outside of social media.
I mean, sometimes it's too much. Like I stopped using news apps because it's too much. There's just too much going on, but I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's good to have, but I kind of stopped because it affects me. Like I feel like I want to figure it out. I want to investigate. I want to understand it because I want to be able to talk about it. Right. So I try to stay away because sometimes it's too much. It's too many things. It's too many things to feel. It's too many things to try to figure out. And yeah, so I don't even watch that much news anymore. So I'm actually out of the
Right, I know, but me too. That's why I'm like, I'm trying to stay in understanding what's going on. Like, for example, this mandate, I didn't know that was going on.
Mhm.
I don't really watch the news.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine told me about it, and I was like, okay, well then now I know.
We out here.
Now I know.
We
now
out
I
here.
know. You know. So
Yeah. How y'all feeling, Chris? How like Georgia? He's in Georgia, right?
Yes.
Georgia's like wide open.
It's been wide open.
Right? Y'all don't have mandates. The South has always been the South. So the South gonna do what they want. You know, did you just yawn?
I did.
Are you tired? So let's talk about it. Are you overwhelmed? Are you working too much?
I'm doing.
Look, Kai looking hella comfortable, y'all. Like she in like sweats and sweatpants. I feel like I'm just at her crib. Like I just came over and she's like, "Hey, I just woke up."
Welcome to my house.
No, I just woke up a little bit.
No, I mean, I like to switch it up one time.
Right.
Yeah, I like to dress up for y'all.
Right.
But I also like to be in my natural habitat. Show y'all the real.
Right.
I don't really have makeup on today.
I woke
just
up
have
like
a little
this.
eyeliner, a little eye,
Yeah.
I
No
don't have
filter.
lashes on, no filter on. This is who I am.
Right.
My hair is kind of done.
Just FYI, I like you better with no filter. You always put them
friend.
super fucking filters on.
I like it.
It's too much.
It's not. First of all, it's not a super filter. It's literally just.
Listen, I see what it does to my face. I see what it does to my face.
Exactly, it warms my skin tone.
I look honestly flawless on Kai's
Exactly.
filters. Exactly.
That's nice. I want to look flawless.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're leaving that alone. We run out of time. So what else we got before we get up out of here?
What else we got?
Is Chris still out here? Shout out, Chris.
Is he still there? Are you still home?
I can't even see. I don't have my comments up. But again, guys, we started the show off obviously like kind of like our last two shows, and we're still figuring a lot of things out. But overall, as far as the show, everything is going great. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We're happy to be here, and we appreciate your patience through our little sound issues. I think this one is actually we're all good, but again. We're looking for people to help us and join us on our team. If you know anyone who's great with sound, we also need a social media manager, and help support the show. Donate to our Venmo, which is if you know the show. Or IY, do the acronyms.
IYKYK. That's IYKYK underscore the show. IYKYK underscore the show.
I know. I'm trying to find your beat.
I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
Come on, dancer.
IYKYK underscore the show. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, that's
I don't like
that
either.
taking the camera off you, right?
No. I like the IYKYK.
Okay.
I like that. I like the IYKYK
underscore.
No, but then that's 3 underscores.
Right, no, but it's like, okay.
No,
but that's the
I know.
mix.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay, wait. I'm gonna try one, you try one.
Okay, all right.
We'll close out the show like this. Okay.
All right.
And then we'll vote. See
Right.
So we said IYKYK underscore the show. That's my first one.
There's not many other ways to do that. IYKYK the show.
No, you gotta say, because we're saying how people are writing.
Okay, underscore IYKYK underscore. No, wait.
I know, I don't want to do the space either. Let me see.
The underscore IYKYK
underscore the show.
Yeah, right. Trying to go
underscore
fast
the
with
show. IYKYK underscore the show. That goes. Hey, IYKYK underscore the show.
Right. Sorry. Anna, the car seat's in my car. She just texted me. Where's the car seat?
Anna. All right, y'all. We're going to head out.
Yeah.
We'll get out of here.
Yeah, and I got to get home and bring the car seat.
Thank you guys for joining us once again. We have a great time doing the show.
Right.
We love doing this. I look forward to my third, and I know JD does.
How do you know I do? I don't be trying to be here now.
And we look forward to continue to grow. We've already grown so much. So thank you guys for being part of this journey. And we are looking forward to continue to grow with y'all. Love y'all.
All right. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace. All that. Right?
Bye.
Wait, where's my thingy?
Exactly.
Here, do the IYKYK until I find this
thing. Here we go. We said IYKYK underscore the show.
Where's this person?
Our Venmo. I said IYKYK underscore the show. Please send to our Venmo. IYKYK underscore the show. That's our Venmo. Please give us more.